everyone, it's Mel and welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I'll walk you through the process of filling out the form I-485 or the application to register permanent residence. My form I-485 got approved 3 months after filing. I didn't got any RFEs nor an interview, so I think this is just the right time to pay it forward. I uploaded a video about my adjustment of status timeline, so please check it out, and I'm also going to leave the link of the video in the description box. Now going back to our topic, the form I-485 is used by a person in the United States to apply for lawful permanent resident status. Just to remind you guys that I'm not an immigration lawyer or expert, and the things I'm about to share is based on my personal experience. For case-specific concerns, please consult an immigration lawyer or expert. And also, for safety purposes, all the information that I'm going to put on the form is for illustration purposes only. Alright, so we're now ready to fill out the form I-485. So this is your form I-485. Remember that before filling out this form, you should read the instructions carefully, and you might also want to go over the instructions found in the USCIS website as well. Okay, so we're now ready to fill out this form, and it says here for USCIS use only. So this portion here, we should leave this portion blank. So let's start filling out in this part. So start here. Type or print in black ink. First is we should input our A number. So the A number is found in your form I-797 or your notice of approval from your form I-129F or petition for alien fiancé. Note to all applicants, if you do not completely fill out this application or fail to submit required documents listed in the instructions, U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services may deny your application. Okay, so let's start with part 1, information about you or the person applying for lawful permanent residence. So your current legal name, do not provide a nickname. So what I put here is my married name already, since I already have my marriage certificate. So I'm using now my husband's last name. So family name Reynolds, given name Melissa, middle name Reyes. So Reyes is my maiden family name. Other names you have used since birth, if applicable. Note that you should provide all other names you have ever used, including your family name at birth, other legal names, nicknames, aliases, and assumed names. If you need extra space to complete this section, use the space provided in Part 14, Additional Information. So since I used my married name in the first section, I am now going to put my maiden name in this section. So family name Reyes, given name Melissa, middle name Santos. So if you notice that I put my middle name, my full middle name, so in this section, I'm gonna put my middle initial. So family name Reyes, given name Melissa, and middle name S. So I don't have any other names being used, so I just put NA or not applicable in this portion. Other information about you. So date of birth, follow the correct format. So, May 1, 1981. So, another note, in addition to providing your actual date of birth, include any other dates of birth you have used in connection with any legal names or non-legal names in the space provided in Part 14, Additional Information. Okay, so sex, female, city or town of birth, Davao City. And then this is continuation of part 1, information about you. So country of birth, Philippines. Country of citizenship or nationality, Philippines. Alien registration number. So again, let's put here the A number found in your Form I-797 or Notice of Approval. If you have ever used other A numbers, include the additional A numbers in the space provided in Part 14 Additional Information. USCIS online account number, if any. So since I don't have USCIS online account yet, I just put here NA. US mailing address. So this is my current address here in the US. So I just left this blank. In care of name, so this is blank. Street number and name, 1234 Acre Drive. Apartment, suite, or floor, so I just put here NA. City or town, Montgomery. State, Alabama. Zip code 8412. Alternate and or safe mailing address. So if you are applying based on the Violence Against Women Act or VAWA, or a special immigrant juvenile human trafficking victim or victim of a qualifying crime, and you do not want USCIS to send notices about this application to your home, you may provide an alternative and or safe mailing address. So since this section is not applicable for my case, so I just put here NA. Okay, so let's proceed to the next section. Social Security Card. Has the Social Security Administration or SSA ever officially issued a social security card to you? So since I do not have a social security number yet upon my application of my adjustment of status, so I just put here no. So I put X here, so no. If you answered yes, provide the information requested in item number 15. So if you have already a social security card, you might as well put your social security number in this section. But since I answered no, I just put here NA or not applicable. Do you want the SSA to issue you a social security card? You must also answer yes to item number 17, consent for disclosure to receive a card. So my answer here is yes, since I don't have a social security card yet. So yes, and then consent for disclosure. I authorize disclosure of information from this application to the SSA as required for the purpose of assigning me an SSN and issuing me a social security card. So my answer here is yes. And then recent immigration history. Provide the information for item numbers 18 to 24. If you last entered the United States using a passport or travel document. So passport number used at last arrival, so kindly indicate here your passport number, and then travel document number used at last arrival. So I don't have any other travel document, so I just put here NA. Expiration date of this passport or travel document. So my passport will expire on May 1, 2030. So don't forget to follow the format. Country that issued this passport or travel document, so Philippines. The non-immigrant visa number from this passport, so put here your visa number, your US visa number. Then place of last arrival into the United States. So city or town, my port of entry was Los Angeles, State, California. So date of last arrival, so August 1, 2024. And then again, before filling out the next page, don't forget to fill out again here your A number. So part 1, information about you. So this is still a continuation of part 1. When I last arrived in the United States, so this is my answer, 25A, was inspected at a port of entry and admitted as K1 visa. So I just indicated here K1 visa, and then I just left other sections here, 25B, 25C, and 25D blank. And then if you were issued a Form I-94 arrival departure record number, so since I have my I-94 arrival departure record number, I just input here the arrival and departure record number. So I made a separate video on how to get your Form I-94. So please check it out in the description box as well. And I have a separate playlist for that for my adjustment of status. So please check that particular video about how to get your Form I-94. And then expiration date of authorized stay. So this is shown in your Form I-94 as well. So November 1, 2024. So all of these information can be found in your Form I-94. Status on Form I-94. So I just indicated K1. What is your current immigration status? If it has changed since your arrival, since I arrived K1, so I just indicated here K1. Provide your name exactly as it appears on your Form I-94. So I just copied everything that's on my I-94. So even if I have my middle name, but what's included or what's indicated in my I-94 is only my last name and my given name. So that's what I put here in the application to register permanent residence. So again, don't forget to follow instructions. Next, part 2, application type or filing category. So attach a copy of the Form I-797 receipt or approval notice for the underlying petition or application as appropriate. So I am applying to register lawful permanent residence or adjust status to that of a lawful permanent resident based on the following immigrant category. So select only one box. So see the Form I-485 instructions for more information, including any additional instructions that relate to the immigrant category you select. So my category is family-based and person admitted to the United States as fiancé or child of a fiancé of a U.S. citizen. Form I-129F. So I'm a K1, non-immigrant. So I ticked this box. So remember they said that the instructions said that select only one box. So if you've already selected one box, then just leave other boxes blank. Okay. So again, don't forget your A number. They're asking your A number for each of the page. So you need to indicate your A number in each of the pages. So again, this is just a continuation of your application type or filing category. So since I've already answered my specific category, I just leave this blank here. And then let's proceed to number 2. Are you applying for adjustment based on the Immigration and Nationality Act, Section 245I? So my answer is no. So note, if you answered yes to item number 2, you must have selected a family-based, employment-based, special immigrant or diversity visa immigrant category listed above in item numbers 1A to 1G as the basis for your application for adjustment of status. Fill out the rest of this application and supplement A to Form I-485 adjustment of status under Section 245I, Supplement A. For detailed filing instructions, read the Form I-485 instructions, including any additional instructions that relate to the immigrant category that you selected in item numbers 1A to 1G and Supplement A instructions. Okay, so since I answered no, this doesn't apply to me. Next, information about your immigrant category. If you are the principal applicant, provide the following information. Receipt number of underlying petition. So this is our NOA1 or our notice of application. When we filed our Form I-129F, we were given a receipt number. So I just indicated here my receipt number found in our NOA1. of Form I-129F. And then priority date from underlying petition. So I just copied the priority date found in my NOA1 of Form I-129F. If you're a derivative applicant, the spouse or unmarried child under 21 years of age of a principal applicant, provide the following information for the principal applicant. So since this section 5A to number 9 doesn't apply to me, so I just indicated NA or not applicable. So by the way, my background is that me and my fiance are never been married, so we don't have any kids, and so we don't have any derivatives upon this application. Part 3, additional information about you. Have you ever applied for an immigrant visa to obtain permanent resident status at a U.S. embassy or U.S. consulate abroad? So my answer is no. If you answered yes to item number 1, complete item numbers 2A to number 4 below. If you need extra space to complete this section, use the space provided in Part 14, additional information. So since I answered no, I'll just leave this portion blank. Okay, so let's proceed to the next page. Again, kindly indicate your A number. Continuation of Part 3, address history. Provide physical addresses for everywhere you have lived during the last 5 years, whether inside or outside the United States. Provide your current address first. If you need extra space to complete this section, use the space provided in Part 14, additional information. So I'll just indicate here my current address or the address where I'm living right now here in the US. So street number and name, and then so since this section is not applicable, so I just put here NA, and then I indicated my city or town, my state, zip code, province, NA, postal code, NA, country, USA. So dates of residence, so I resided here since August 1, 2024 up to the present. Next is physical address 2. So this is my address back in the Philippines. So street number and name. So just indicate the information. And then city or town, state, zip code, province, postal code, and country. So dates of residence. So these are the dates where I used to live in my former address in the Philippines, so kindly indicate the specific dates. Then, so since I don't have any other addresses in the Philippines for the last 5 years, I only had one address, so I'll just put NA in this section. Okay. Employment history. Provide your employment history for the last 5 years, whether inside or outside the United States. Provide the most recent employment first. If you need extra space to complete this section, use the space provided in Part 14, additional information. So, employer 1, current or most recent employer. So, kindly indicate your recent employer. So mine is back in the Philippines, so Bank of the Philippines Islands, and just indicate the address of that employer. Okay. So country Philippines, and my occupation in that mentioned work. So I'm a manager. So next page, again, your A number. So dates of employment. So I've worked since February 20, 2028 to July 31, 2024. And I don't have any other employer aside from that mentioned. So I'll just put NA in this section. Okay, so just fill out the blanks as appropriate if it's appropriate to your case or situation. Okay, so NA. Mine is NA. Again, this part here, it's asking me about my previous employer again, so I don't have any other employer, so I'll just indicate NA. Then next, let's proceed to part 4, information about your parents. Information about your parent 1. So parent's legal name, so kindly indicate the name of your parents, your mother and your dad. So first I indicated my mother's full name, given name and middle name, and then parent 1, parent 1's name at birth if different than above. So this is my mother's maiden name, and then indicate your mother's date of birth, then sex female, city or town of birth, and country of birth. Okay, so again, next page, indicate your A number, and then continuation of the previous part. So this is about parent 1's information. It's about my mother, current city or town of residence if living, so Davao City, and current country of residence if living, so Philippines. Information about your parent 2. Parent 2's legal name, so this information is about my father's details. So I just indicated my father's family name, given name, and middle name. Parent 2's name at birth, so he doesn't have any other names used at birth, since birth, so I just indicated NA. Date of birth, again, don't forget to follow the format. And then next is sex male, city or town of birth, Davao City, country of birth, Philippines, current city or town of residence if living, Davao City, current country of residence if living, Philippines. Next, part 5, information about your marital history. It's about my marital history, or the marital history of the one who's applying for permanent residence. So what is your current marital status? So I'm now married. So if you are married, is your spouse a current member of the U.S. Armed Forces or U.S. Coast Guard? So no. How many times have you been married, including annulled marriages and marriages to the same person? So I just put here 1. So this is our first and last marriage. Okay. So if you've been divorced or whatever, so just indicate the number of marriages you've had. So mine is 1. Okay, so information about your current marriage, including if you are legally separated. So if you're currently married, provide the following information about your current spouse. So my current spouse's legal name is here. I just indicated his family name, given name, and middle name. He doesn't have any A number, so I just indicated NA. And then I indicated his date of birth and date of marriage to current spouse. So this date is when we got married. Current spouse's place of birth. So this is the details about my spouse's place of birth. So indicate the city or town, state or province, country, and place of marriage to current spouse. So this is where we got married. So again, indicate the city or town where you got married, the state, and the country. So is your current spouse applying with you? My answer is no, since he is already a U.S. citizen. Okay, so A number, again, don't forget this part. Then continuation about your marital history, information about prior marriages, if any. If you have been married before, whether in the United States or any other country, provide the following information about your prior spouse. If you have had more than one previous marriage, use the space provided in Part 14, additional information, to provide the information below. So prior spouse's legal name, provide family name before marriage. So I don't have any other marriages, so I'll just put here NA or not applicable. So this is for items number 11.A to 16.C. Okay. Part 6. Information about your children. Indicate the total number of all living children, including adult sons and daughters that you have. The term children includes all biological or legally adopted children, as well as current stepchildren of any age, whether born in the U.S. or other countries, married or unmarried, living with you or elsewhere, and includes missing children and those born to you outside of marriage. Since me and my spouse or my husband doesn't have any other children, or we didn't have any children, so I just put here 0. Provide the following information for each of your children. If you have more than 3 children, use the space provided in Part 14, additional information. So since my answer here is 0, I just put here NA or not applicable in items number 2A to 11. Okay. So again, don't forget your A number here. Since I don't have any other children, again, I just put here NA. Part 7, biographic information. So this is asking, about me as the applicant. So ethnicity, my ethnicity, I'm not Hispanic or Latino. I am an Asian. My height is 5 feet and 4 inches. Then weight in pounds, eye color. Just click the box that's appropriate. Hair color. Okay. And then general eligibility and inadmissibility grounds. Have you ever been a member of, involved in, or in any way associated with any organization, association, fund, foundation, party, club, society, or similar group in the U.S. or any other location in the world, including any military service? So my answer is no. If you answered yes to item number 1, complete item numbers 2 to 13B below. If you need extra space to complete this section, use the space provided in Part 14, additional information. If you answered no but are unsure of your answer, provide an explanation of the events and circumstances in the space provided in Part 14, additional information. So since I answered no, I'll just leave the items number 2 to 13B. I'll just put NA in this section. Numbers 2 to 13B. Okay, so NA or not applicable. Okay, so alien number. Again, this is NA. Okay. Answer items number 14 to 86B. Choose the answer that you think is correct. If you answer yes to any questions, or if you answer no but are unsure of your answer, provide an explanation of the events and circumstances in the space provided in Part 14, additional information. Have you ever been denied admission to the U.S.? No. Have you ever been denied a visa to the United States? No. Have you ever worked in the U.S. without authorization? No. Have you ever violated the terms or conditions of your non-immigrant status? No. Are you presently or have you ever been in removal, exclusion, rescission, or deportation proceedings? No. Have you ever been issued a final order of exclusion, deportation, or removal? No. Okay, so in all of these sections, just answer honestly. So if it doesn't apply to you, just answer no and answer yes if it does. Okay. So I haven't been a J non-immigrant exchange visitor. So my answer here is no. If you answered yes in number 24A, complete item numbers 24B to 24C. So since I answered no, I'll just leave these blank. So next is criminal acts and violations. For item numbers 24 to 45, you must answer yes to any question that applies to you, even if your records were sealed or otherwise cleared, or even if anyone, including a judge, law enforcement officer, or attorney told you that you no longer have a record. You must also answer yes to the following questions: whether the action or offense occurred here in the US or anywhere else in the world. If you answer yes to item numbers 25 to 45, use the space provided in Part 14 additional information to provide an explanation that includes why you were arrested, cited, detained, or charged, where you were arrested, cited, detained, or charged, and when the event occurred, and the outcome or disposition. So, for example, no charges filed, charges dismissed, jail, or probation or community service. So, items number 25 to 45 is more personal. So, if the item is doesn't apply to you, or you have never done a specific act, then just answer no. And then if you've answered yes, kindly explain further in part 14 additional information. So we'll just go over this part. Just read carefully and answer honestly. So you put your A number. So okay. We'll just go over this section. So mostly or all of my answers as no. Okay. Okay. So again, your A number, security, and related. So again, this is just yes or no answers depending on your case or depending on your personal circumstances. So just be honest in answering these questions. Okay. Let's just go over these. Okay, my answer all no. So if you answered yes to any part of item numbers 45 to 46A to 50, explain what you did, including the dates and location of the circumstances, or what you intend to do in the space provided in part 14 additional information. Okay, again, this is personal questions, and answer it as honestly as you can. Okay, so A number. So this is just a continuation of part 8. Okay, I'm just showing you how I answered it. So mostly, or if not all of it, my answer is no. Okay. Okay. So let's proceed to public charge. Are you subject to the public charge ground of inadmissibility under Immigration and Nationality Act Section 212A4? So my answer is yes. So you might want to read more about the INA Section 212A4. So if you answered yes to item number 61, complete item number 62 to 68D below. If you answered no to item number 61, go to item number 69A. If you need extra space to complete this section, use the space provided in part 14, additional information. So since I answered yes, I need to answer items number 62 to 68D. So what is the size of your household? So I just indicated 2 because it's just me and my husband. Indicate your annual household income. So my husband's income is this one. So answer as appropriately. Identify the total value of your household assets. Okay. Then A number. Identify the total value of your household liabilities. If you have any liabilities, just answer accordingly. So I just ticked 0. What is the highest degree or level of school you have completed? So I answered here. I put an X in this portion, bachelor's degree. List your certifications, licenses, skills obtained through work experience, and educational certificates. So Bachelor of Science in Accountancy. Okay. So have you ever received supplemental security income, temporary assistance for needy families, or state, tribal, territorial, or local cash benefit programs for income maintenance? So my answer is no. Have you ever received long-term institutionalization at government expense? Again, my answer is no. If your answer to item number 68A is yes, list the specific benefits you received, the start and end dates of each period of receipt, and the dollar amount of benefits received. So since I answered no, I just put here NA, or not applicable. And if your answer to item number 68B is yes, list the name of city and state of each institution, that start and end dates of each period of institutionalization, and the reason you were institutionalized. So again, since my answer is no, I indicated here NA, or not applicable. Okay, so again, A number. So illegal entries and other immigration violations. So just answer accordingly based on your personal circumstances. Read carefully and answer as honestly as possible. So that's it. So 69B, if your answer to item number 69 is yes, do you believe you had reasonable cause? Okay, so just my answer here is no, so I just left this blank. Then, okay, just read every item carefully and answer based on your personal circumstance. Okay. Okay, let's just continue and let's just go over these items. Miscellaneous conduct. Do you plan to practice polygamy in the United States? Of course, my answer is no. Are you accompanying another foreign national who requires your protection? My answer is no. And if they indicate references, you can go over these references before answering this item, just to make sure that you have like an informed decision, or you have an informed answer. Okay. So again, A number. Okay. Accommodations for individuals with disabilities or impairment. Are you requesting an accommodation because of your disabilities or impairments? So no. If you answered yes, select any applicable box. So since my answer is no, I'll just leave this box blank. Applicant statement, contact information, declaration, certification, and signature. Read the penalties section of the Form I-485 instructions before completing this part. You must file Form I-485 while in the U.S. So select the box for either item number 1A or 1B if applicable, and select the box for item number 2. So, okay, just answer accordingly. So my answer is this one. I can read and understand English, and I have read and understand every question and instruction on this application and my answer to every question. So since I've already gave my answer here, I'll just leave other portions blank. Applicant's contact information. So this is my contact information. So I just indicated my daytime telephone number and my mobile number and my email address. So A number here. So don't forget to read the applicant's declaration and certification, and don't forget to affix your signature or sign it in ink using black ink, and then date of signature, and don't forget to follow the format. So if you do not completely fill out this application or fail to submit required documents listed in the instructions, USCIS may deny your application. So next, interpreter's full name. So since I don't have any interpreter, I just answered here NA or not applicable. Interpreter's mailing address. So again, these are all NA. So because we didn't use any interpreter, again, this is NA. Indicate your A number. Interpreter certification. So again, I indicated here NA since we don't have any interpreter. Here, NA. Preparer's full name. So contact information, declaration, and signature of the person preparing this application if other than the applicant. So if you hired any lawyer, so this portion will be for that. So since our application is just DIY or do it yourself, and we didn't hire any other persons or any other experts to file on our behalf, so we'll just leave this blank. Or we'll just put NA on this portion or not applicable. So again here NA. So we'll just leave this blank because we don't have any preparers. A number, don't forget. And then preparer's certification, preparer's signature. Again, this is NA for us. Signature at interview, so we'll just leave this blank, because I believe this is for USCIS. So we'll just leave this blank. Again, A number. So this is the last page, part 14, additional information. So if you have any other information that you'd like to add or any explanations from the previous pages, you can put those in this section. So since I don't have any other informations to add, I'll just indicate on my name here, my A number, and the rest is all NA or not applicable. Okay, so these are all NA. So just don't forget to review twice, thrice, or as many as you can, just to make sure that everything is correct before submitting or before filing the form. Okay, so there you go, guys. That's your form I-485. Okay, so I hope you learned something from this video, and you might also want to check out my playlist about K1 visa and adjustment of status. And if you have any questions, please feel free to comment, and I'll try to get back to you as soon as I can. Thank you so much for watching, and see you guys on my next one. God bless.